Thank you all for your patience. It takes a little while sometimes for everyone to get here and get settled. So I do want to, again, thank you for your patience. We have, I think, a wonderful event this morning. And to start us off, I'm going to call up Harvey Bailey, who is a volunteer with the East Windsor Volunteer Fire Company number 1. And also, we're very proud, he is the president of the Mercer County Firemen's Association, a tremendous asset in our community and a wonderful friend, Harvey Bailey, who will join all of us as we please stand in this Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I, at this point, would call upon the past president of the East Windsor Hightstown Senior Club here at our center for words of blessing. Joan Gordon.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. The 10 years that this senior center has been here has made an improvement in the lives of many seniors in both Hightstown and East Windsor. It has been like the extension of home for many. The bus for shopping, going to doctor's appointments, and trips has replaced the inability to drive and to own a car. The activities have been useful, interesting, educational, and creative, and lots of fun. Just to name a few, the AARP driving class helps us to get a lower rate on our insurance, plus reminds us of some of the things we forgot with driving. Surrogate services, photography, painting, craft, and cooking, etc. The exercise and dance classes have helped many of us to remain active, maintain a better balance, thus experiencing less falls, and overall kept us healthier and safer. And who knows, we might yet get a bestseller from our writing class. We're not just a bunch of miserable old folks. The nutrition program has made sure that many seniors have at least one healthy meal per day. The day-to-day contact with seniors of such diversity and experience is a reward and makes it much healthier than sitting at home watching the paint fade. I personally have enjoyed my classes and activities and have met some interesting people. Best of all, my arthritic knees do not hurt and creak when I go up the stairs. For all seniors in the area, I want to thank you, Mayor Mironov, and the council, and all involved in maintaining the center. Let us now bow our heads and give thanks. We thank you for this building and activities herein. We thank you for the fellowship that is maintained within these walls. Bless the food we are about to eat for the nourishment of our bodies and for the hands and hearts of those who have made this all possible. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, Joan. Joan has been a tremendous volunteer and supporter here at the center, and we've got a number of volunteers in many different capacities, but really it's a critical component of our ability to operate the center and provide all the different activities. So we thank her as well as all of the other seniors and other people in our community that are gracious enough to step forward and be an important part of the success of this center for all these many years. So thank you all. I've got a number of people I want to recognize during the course of the ceremony, and we're going to hear from several people, but I am a mayor, and I have the prerogative, I don't have too many prerogatives, I'll be candid with you, even if you think so, but I do have the prerogative of issuing proclamations under my signature, and I do enjoy doing that for special occasions and special people. And so before we hear from anyone further, I'm going to take that prerogative and I'm going to issue a proclamation recognizing this very special day. I will offer further comments later and ask some very special people to join me. But we are here today, of course, to recognize what for our community and for our senior community is a tremendous milestone. It came kind of snuck up on us of 10 years to the day, actually. Today is 10 years to the day that we opened the center brand new. And so to kick off this morning's festivities, I brought a proclamation. You're fortunate. I don't read proclamations, so you don't have to be burdened with that. But I'm going to ask a number of people who have been very important in the construction and the operation and really helping to provide the foundation and part of our very important team to come up and join me. First, we're going to do this over here, but I'm going to ask first the members of our governing body, our Deputy Mayor Alan Rosenberg. And our council members, Hector Duke, Mark Whitman, Perry Shapiro, Peter Yeager, and John Zoller, our newest member. I also want to have join us at this time the members of our Commission on Aging. This is one of our volunteer arms. Is a very important part of helping to support and assist in the operations and programming and promotion of our senior center activities. We will hear from later the chair of that commission, but for purposes of kicking off, I'd like to ask Andina Jeffers to join us. As well as Ina Hyman. Andrew Sung, and Phyllis Henninger. Good morning. Since this is a memorable day, we want to memorialize it. We're going to do that with several things this morning. This proclamation will hang here in the municipal building, in the senior center of the municipal building. We don't always do that, but we're very proud of today. It's a very special time for us, and this center has been a very special part of our goals and accomplishments here in the township. So, we have on the side. Yes, we got Tina. What isn't Tina? I'm sorry. And sort of grab this. Good. All right, make sure you can see everyone, and here we go. This is a classic shot. All of you will want We have a number of special people here. I am going to recognize all of them, but for opening remarks this morning, we have one of our elected officials here to kick off the speeches. And he's somebody who's been a very good friend to East Windsor. And somewhat ironically, fortuitously, when he was a freeholder, he began a program called Seniors, might have been Seniors 2000, not sure. But it was an opportunity to provide funding for senior facilities and equipment. And it was one of the several parts of the puzzle that we were able to put together in order to bring to fruition the center this morning. Right after he speaks, I'm going to actually introduce some other people and that were key components as well. But again, to kick off this morning, a great supporter of our community, a wonderful asset and resource for senior citizens, and a good friend of mine, our Mercer County Executive, Brian Hughes. Let's give him a warm welcome.
I too have a proclamation, so if all of those folks could come back up. No, I'm not going to read it to you either. I just want to say congratulations to you all involved with the Senior Center. The mayor mentioned it, and she's going to mention some of my colleagues in a few minutes. This building was put together with dollars and cents and bricks and mortar, but it's the love and the laughter you heard today. We had a little bit of a stage wait while we were waiting for some extra folks to come and join us. There was so much fun in this room, so many people getting together, so many friends and family and talking to each other and celebrating the day. And that happens each and every day this center is open. So it would not have happened without a dream and a desire to enhance this community by Janice Mironov. And I want to give her a round of applause. Thank you. She was the first town to take advantage of a Seniors 2000. You were right in the name of it. Seniors 2000 grant process, and she did it for her community. She leveraged it with other funds so that she could put this entire building together, which would be a lasting legacy for all of East Windsor without dipping into the tax dollars of the East Windsor property taxpayers. And that shows you the kind of energy and the kind of willpower and the kind of determination this mayor and her council have for the great township of East Windsor. Thank you very much.
Okay, it does have a proclamation. We're not going to read it, but we're going to at least present it. And I would ask to come up and join us for the presentation, the other members of our county government who have joined us here today. And first and foremost, because she's dear to us, is Freeholder Ann Cannon, who is an East Windsor resident. Come on up. Other freeholder friends, Freeholder Anthony Carabelli, Freeholder Pat Calavita, Freeholder Andrew Coons, Freeholder Lucy Walter. And we also have from the county our surrogate, who many of you have had the opportunity to meet. She arranged early on with us a satellite office here, our surrogate Diane Jarofsky. And our county clerk, Paula Salome Cavella. Before we go to our next speaker, I indicated I do want to recognize some other people that are here and have been important parts of our senior program and our, we think, good success here in East Windsor. First is a very personal recognition for me, and also one that is certainly very significant for our community. We're joined here today by an individual who was a member of our governing body before I knew that there was an East Windsor. I won't say where I was then. And who has always been an active supporter of the program, was a pioneer in promoting and helping to establish a successful senior program here in East Windsor, so much so that we named after her the Senior Volunteer Award. We call it, quite proudly, the Sylvia Weiss Volunteer Award for Outstanding Senior Citizen. And she has joined us today. She was away for a couple years from our community, and she's come back, and we're so thrilled. And we're very thrilled and proud to have her. She's been an inspiration and somebody that I love dearly. And Sylvia Weiss, if you would please get up and be recognized. Okay. Also, you know, I'm going to speak and give some comments later, but when we first came in and we had the dream and the vision of having a substantial senior center, and some of you may have been around for the one room that preceded this center. I hope you think this a little better. But you know, it takes a lot to put together a center. It takes a lot of money. It takes a location. It takes lots of different resources to come to the table. And, you know, I can tell you quite frankly, because I was there and we were trying to figure out how to do this, that the catalyst, and I can say that quite genuinely, the catalyst that really sparked us, encouraged us, and motivated us to put the money together was that at that time Presbyterian Homes, they've now called themselves Spring Point Foundation, so that it's very clear that they service everybody, which they always have. Gary Puma, who is the president and the CEO, was in a conversation with me. He knew that this was something that was very important to us, and he already had a stake in our community. And he offered this 4-acre property here to the town as the location for the center. It's obviously a perfect location. Couldn't have a better location. It's very hard to get land. It's certainly hard to get land in the right place. Gary's not here, and I do want to extend to them and the sincere and deep appreciation of the community. I do have to just say that Gary's second comment after that was, but we're not paying for the center. And he's remained a very good working partner to us here in the community. And we have here today, I do just want to recognize from Meadow Lakes, which is a Spring Point Foundation facility, the executive director, Jay Whiteman, who is relatively new, I think, and just want to thank you for attending. Okay. In putting together our resources, we went to the federal government, we went to the state government, we went to the county, and we are pleased today to have from our state government actually we have all three of our legislators from the 14th Legislative District. They've all been kind enough to be here this morning, and they have made themselves very accessible to us since we've been redistricted 2 years ago. And as you can see on the program, I have asked our state senator to offer comments, and if she wants to be joined by the two members of the Assembly, State Senator Linda Greenstein, Assemblyman Daniel Benson, and Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo. If you would come up.
What a great crowd, and what a beautiful building. I agree with our county executive that the building's great, but the love in the crowd is greater. It's a wonderful, wonderful group here. Of course, I want to start by congratulating all of you on the 10th anniversary of the Senior Center. This facility is both beautiful and functional, and as you know, was the vision of our great Mayor Janice Mironov, and is truly the cornerstone of this senior community. Community centers can be very non-functional and not do too many things. I would have to say that from all I've seen, this community center is at the absolute tops in terms of the offers that it makes. It plays an extremely important role in assisting this diverse senior community to age in the best manner possible. First of all, it's important to have good physical and mental functioning as you get older, and there are so many offerings here to help you do that, whether it's exercise, whether it's a class. You can study an issue, you can work in an area by being a volunteer, or if you're still out in the workforce, you can get training to continue to do that. Also, your emotional concerns. Say that you're going through a loss in the family, there's something you can't cope with. This is the place that you can come to get the support that you need. Most importantly, I would think, is to maintain the social network that you have here, to have friends. Now, I think back to things that I've read, movies that I've seen about what it was like to get older a number of years ago, not too many years ago, probably 40 or 50. It was a time when people were alone. Maybe you lived with your family, but it wasn't expected that you would have other friends your age. It wasn't expected that you would do exercises or take classes or volunteer or work or do any of those things. Today, the sky is the limit. And I feel that with senior centers like this, you have the opportunity to develop all of those skills to keep up your health, mental and physical, mental and emotional. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Physical and emotional, all kinds of health, and to be with your friends. So I would have to say that this center is at the tops of all that I've seen. I want to congratulate you and wish you a great 10 years and the next 10, and I'm sure it will be as great as the first 10. We have a resolution, and in the tradition we've just established, we won't read it. But it is from the entire 14th district, and again, we want to congratulate you.
Obviously, the thorns are on the outside.
Before I did introduce the members of the Commission on Aging, and also made general reference to the importance of our volunteers. At this point, I would like to call up, I think she has been forever the chair of our Commission on Aging, and is somebody who is a contributor in many ways here to our East Windsor community, a very gracious and generous individual who has been indispensable to the ongoing operations of our center as well. And I'm very proud to ask up the chair of our Commission on Aging, Undina Jeffers.
Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful day. Our 10th anniversary. First, I would like to add my thanks to Brian Hughes, our Mercer County executive. Janice Mironov, our East Windsor Township Mayor, the East Windsor Township Council, Dina Leacock, our Senior Center Coordinator, the members of the Commission on Aging, and of course, you, of course, our community senior citizens. Let's not forget our family, friends, caregivers, and volunteers at this, our center. What an easy task it is to stand here and reflect on the senior center when I've always had an optimistic and positive outlook for its success. From day one, we've most definitely moved in one direction, forward. Naturally, we've had a few bumps on the way, but all we've had to do was to let our mayor and the council know, and the bumps were taken care of. Isn't this a great center? It's a place we come to for social interaction with our peers, to sit, talk, laugh, and joke. For nutrition, computer classes, exercising. I know I'm repeating some of the things that you've already heard, but bear with me. Computer classes, exercising, walking, playing cards, shooting pool, and of course, bingo. There is the bowling league as well as a new golf league, Zumba classes, and may I add, let's not forget many trips and museums, theaters, shopping, the casinos in New Jersey and other states. Earlier this month, there was a 4-day and 3-night trip to Wildwood. From what I heard, it was enjoyable and a pleasant trip. And it reminded me of the first Wildwood trip that we took in June of 2002 with this, our senior center. It too was a very nice trip. In addition to the above, we've had the privilege of experts coming in and talk to us about ID theft, prescription drugs, maintenance and safety in our homes, and most of all, lots and lots of parties. Isn't it wonderful we can come to the center whenever we please? If you feel like coming today, you come, and if you don't, come tomorrow or whenever you wish, but it's here. It brings a comfort and a smile to all of us to know that we can come here. I remember my mother attended the old senior center. This is an aside. And I really mean old center. We moved here in '74, and Ina Hyman, who was on the Commission on Aging, at that time my son worked at the library. And he mentioned to Ina that his grandmother lived with him, and she had nothing to do during the day. She suggested that he, go to join the senior citizens and go to the center. At that time, it was the old Acme in Heightstown on Stockton, near the railroad tracks, when the railroad tracks were there. Then they moved from there to a church basement, then to Dutch Neck Road, and finally, September the 23rd, 2003, we had our grand opening. Let me just also mention that at that time, there was Sylvia Weiss, a woman called Tilly, another one, Leah, and they had a good time because they had something to do. But we are having a better time because we have this center. And we can do whenever and whatever we feel like doing. I'm grateful, and I realize that we here in our community are truly blessed. We are happy with the results and continue to look forward to many more happy days and years here at the center. Again, thank you. Now let's give a round of applause for everyone who continue to make this possible.
I do want to just make a couple additional recognitions. The center obviously is celebrating 10th anniversary, so we've been constructed and opened. We have one of our council members who was on and involved in that process here today, Marcia Weinstein. Marcia was always a good supporter of the center and the seniors, and I'm glad that she could come out and join us today. I also want to do a couple thank yous before I give a few remarks. I want to thank Liz Cellini, our rec director, and Dina Leacock for all their work in helping to coordinate this morning's event. And we've had many business supporters always in the center, another important part of our ongoing ability to operate and offer parties and various functions. And for purposes of this morning, there were a number as well, and I just want to recognize some, which include the Americana, McCaffrey's, Chicken Holiday, and Pac Mail, Michael Baskin, who has always been a big supporter here. So thank you to them and the others that helped contribute this morning. Okay. I talked before about the land donation and the start off of the center. If you actually take a look out in the lobby, if you haven't before, just to the left as you step out here, we actually have a display out there from the groundbreaking and the opening of the center, and we have actually a mock-up of the deed that donated the land to the town, as well as the shovel and the other some of the other items that we received during the course of those events. So it's a fun display and obviously very meaningful to those of us who lived through it. The center is really, the process by which we got to the center is really a wonderful model for how to accomplish important goals, because obviously we had lots of important partners in putting together the resources, the land, the funding from all levels of government, even, believe it or not, today's world, it's hard to believe, even from Washington, D.C. So we were very proactive, and many different individuals and entities came to the table to help us establish the foundation. The process by which we planned the center also was something that we were very proud of. We appointed at that time a committee, and it consisted of members of the governing body as well as volunteers in the community and some of our staff to work with the architect and other resources that were helping to plan the center. And Council Member Perry Shapiro was a member of that committee, as well as Council Member Walter Daniels, who was unable to be here this morning. He had a conflict. And Andina Jeffers was also a member of that committee. And really, it was a very important part of the process, because this building, and there were many comments about it, the building was intended to be attractive, but very functional, and I must, of course, say cost-effective, because we're limited in how much we could put together and raise. And this was really the group that met regularly and reviewed the plans and refined them, and literally we took field trips to other senior centers to see what worked and what didn't work. And Andina made some good observations in that sense, and Senator Greenstein. I mean, we went to centers, I won't name them, where, I mean, they looked really well on the outside, but they really didn't work. We had one that was like an open space center, and it probably even bigger than this, and you couldn't get any privacy, and you couldn't really do what you wanted and needed to do. So we looked at all those. We talked privately. We got all the lessons of what worked, what didn't work. We took trips to sit on the chairs at the time and see, we didn't want just nice-looking chairs. We wanted it to work. We wanted it to be functional and wanted it to work. You may not have noticed, but the quieter uses are down at this end, and the more active, louder uses are over this way. It was all part of the thought process. And of course, I must throw in that, nobody take this with any offense, but I was not part of the planning process for the municipal building, and it is... I even say that publicly. My name's on this one. But, where I actually was going with it is that the functionality was critical, and the room that we are all in right now provided for us a multi-purpose room. We did not really have a multi-purpose room for the municipal government, so that when we had an event or a performance or a reorganization meeting, we didn't have a facility that really could accommodate the needs. And so, you know, we took that into account as well, so it services everybody. And from the height of the stage and being able to get up here, just every single element of the design and equipment here were considered by that working group, so that we could really put a center together that wasn't a monument in the sense of physical monument, but was a monument because it meant something to people, and it could be used by real people for their real interests and for their socialization and education and fun. And that's what we really hope that we have accomplished through that entire process. We think we have. Have we? And you know, when you're in office, you do a lot of things. You have a lot of goals. Accomplish many of them. Some of them, respectfully, the public really never care. They may like that you did it, but doesn't really mean anything to them in their day-to-day lives. We've done quite a number of things in town over the years in terms of our parks, in terms of our pathways, roadway improvements, open space, farmland preservation, and a whole laundry list of things that we're proud of. But, you know, this to me, personally, and I think many of you know, this is really a special place because it really was a personal goal of mine. And that's why I can remember every exchange and every meeting and how critical it was to really getting the project launched. And it's something that when I'm over here or we're having these kinds of events, it's really meaningful because I see how it has served the community. I see how people are enjoying the different events here, the classes, the parties, the trips, or even, frankly, just to come hang out, watch TV, read a book, play cards, play billiards. And so, you know, as a public official, if I were ranking the things in my tenure that were really meaningful to me, this would have to be very, very near the top, if not at the top, because it's actually here. It's physically here, and it's become a really important focus for our community and for such a dear and treasured part of our community. So it's really exciting today to be able to reach the milestone. And I will also share with you, not today, but as a milestone, it's also an opportunity for myself and the council members to evaluate how we can further enhance the center and replace equipment, add equipment, and make this even a more special and attractive and usable center for our seniors. You know, I indicated in something that we just wrote that it really is dear to me to hear people talk about how it's almost a second home and what an important place it is. I know that many friendships have been made here, and it's just a great place in the really hot weather and cold weather. And also as a way to stay stimulated and have fun. And so I really want to thank all of you. I want to thank you for valuing it. I want to thank you for using it. I want to thank you for letting me know how important it has been in your lives. And that's something that really is most special to me. So thank you all, and congratulations to all of us. Now, I'm going to... Thank you. You know, that's why I didn't open this up. Figured I'd get going while the getting going was good. We'll discuss it. Before we do actually conclude, let me just indicate that we will have lunch served. We've got a bunch of food, and we're going to have some music. I was told that it's high on your list, so I said that's great. So we'll have a bit of a party afterwards. When we do conclude, we are going to go outside. I'm going to ask the members to join me, as well as the county executive and our state senator, and Andina Jeffers and Sylvia Weiss, to join us for the tree planting. You all can come out and join us, but we will plant a tree in memory and celebration of today's milestone of 10th anniversary. And then, as we like to do here in the Senior Center, we'll party. So at this point, I would like to call back up again, and I told him I thought this was one of y'all's favorite songs, and it's one that he does quite well, and we did it at our 5th year anniversary as well. So I'd like to ask Harvey Bailey, volunteer firefighter Harvey Bailey, to come back up and to bless us with God Bless the USA.
Number 20, please.
Beside her and guide her through the night and the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Now, God bless the USA, please.
It's great to know that we all know our American songs, though, isn't it? One word makes a little difference. If tomorrow all the things were gone I've worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the ponds of Trump, right to USA. From New York down to Houston, from New York to LA, there is pride in every American heart. It's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend us still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next next to you and defend us till today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I'm sorry about that.
Yes.